Welcome back to another episode of the Crypto Serpent, and have I got a blockbuster for you tonight with the XRP. We're going to talk about the ecosystem, we're going to talk about the latest news, we're going to look at the charts, we're going to look at the drawings, and let's get this underway. So, super excited about this. So, from an XRP ecosystem point of view, when we look at it, when we look at the entire thing of where it's going, from money transfer to payments to crypto cards to marketplaces to custody wallets, it is a blockbuster and something that for a lot of holders out there, it's a little bit of confusion going around. Like what is the entire XRP ecosystem made up of, and is it just for banks? There's a lot of questions around that. Now, I enjoy questions like these because it's important for my viewers to do as much research as you possibly can around this stuff to really empower yourself with what you hold. And this graph is just to give you a little taster of the research that you have to do to get good at understanding just how big, just how massive this ecosystem is, and just how great this ecosystem is, right? So it's really, really important for me that you do your homework and understand just how powerful this is, because this is powerful stuff. And the list of providers and organizations, it is monstrous, right? So it is massive, 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 and you gotta wrap your head around that and get a good understanding of what it is and how it works and why, so that you can be empowered as much as possible, because we're about to go through a crazy phase, right? We're gonna see numbers that we haven't seen before. It's gonna get very exciting, and when it gets exciting, it can get it's very easy to do the wrong thing. Now, the wrong thing would be to sell too early, right? That's you've held or you've bought during the dips. But if you know what you hold, then you will have posture, and that will give you the confidence to simply hold. Even though your numbers and your accounts are going to see astronomical numbers, you will hold because you've done the homework. So please do the homework. Now, former head of Bank of England has supported the idea of a supranational digital reserve instrument. And remember that in the XRP documents, it is stated that it is a supranational currency, right? We're talking about instant liquidity. We're talking about one currency to rule them all, right? That's what we're talking about. One currency to rule them all on a global scale when it comes to transfer from one thing to another, to another, to another. That's what we're talking about here. So we're not talking about currencies will disappear and there's just one currency. No. We're talking about a supranational currency. And again, research, understand what that means. Now, Yahoo Finance had this article out to ranking the currencies that could unset the dollar. This is very, very important, right? Every 100 to 120 years, the currency of the world changes. And if you look that up, you'll see that once upon a time it was a Portuguese currency, then it was a Spanish currency. Right now, it is the American dollar. Every 120 years, this changes, right? So we're going through that phase. And this could go years, right? I mean, this could go like another 2 years, 3 years. But this is coming. And that's what I want you to wrap your head around. And the supranational currency, XRP, could be the one to take over this. And then think about that when you're thinking about selling early. Now, AMB Crypto said, what do you need to know about XRP's path to $2? Yes, it is on its way to $2. And we'll go over that and what it means and how we're going to get there. But the metrics are saying clear as day that we are going to be moving towards that $2 mark. And that's what this article talks about, but we'll go into that in a little bit more detail. Now, around the world, we've had plenty of information going on about, Ethereum, Litecoin, and Ripple daily tech analysis, about what's happening, about what's going on, about how they're moving, and how they're, structured. And so when we look at the XRP one, and we look at, the support levels, we got our first major support level at 122, 128, first major resistance at 134, and then we got all the retracements, all the retracements going on at the moment as well. So very, very cool to see that from them. And again, I'll cover that off as when we go through the analysis. Now, our good old friend Doge, strongest crypto as medium of exchange, says Mark Cuban. Again, celebrities are out there promoting this. For the life of me, I don't understand why we're going to skip right through this, but I just want to show you the power of celebrities and the movement that this coin has had today just on pure speculation. That's the point. That's the point that I want to mention to you. Is that it is pure speculation that is driving those prices. And for me, that's what is fascinating about the crypto world, that if celebrities and people with high levels of social media accounts can move something that is worthless, imagine what happens when the masses understand what XRP does and how it does it on a global scale. That the longevity game will always win with quality projects compared to these short runs that the meme coins are having, which, by the way, as soon as regulations come through, they're going to be destroyed. So I just want to make that clear as well. Now, majority of the world's top banks are investing in crypto. And, there's a very interesting statistic here. Over 50% 55 out of 100 biggest banks in the world have investments in crypto and blockchain related businesses, either directly or through subsidiaries. Just to give you an idea of where we're going from a market world out there in the marketplace. It is exploding and the mass adoption is coming. Now, the crypto market is back up to a $2 trillion market. And we've seen, what momentum, the momentum shift that we've had is phenomenal. And I'm super, super excited for that. When we look at the XRP, around the world, like everywhere, it is flooded with news about the XRP move and what's going on and how much of an impact it's made. 61 million XRPs have been transferred by major exchanges while XRP spikes to $1.34. We will keep an eye out on this and what it means and where it's gone. So we'll keep a very close eye on that. I mean, that weekly close, it is monstrous. Look at the size of that thing. And you know what? The next one may not be as big, but the one after that is going to be even better. So when we look here, we look at the major resistance level of 140. We didn't get there, and now we're going to test it again very, very shortly. Then when we look at where we are right now, the next stop will be $1.96, but we'll cover that, how we're going to get there. But the RSI and all the indicators are, massive, massive momentum coming. Let's have a look at Atani. Let's have a look at some of the indicators and what they tell us. Okay, so as we begin to look here, we can see now, as I mentioned yesterday, that on the daily, the XRP chart is about to go back into the Bollinger Band, which we knew needed to happen. So we're almost back in the Bollinger Band on the daily. Now, when we look at the hourly, we are, we've plateaued at the moment. We're sitting nice and pretty with very little action, and we can see by the size of the Bollinger Band. And the RSI is sitting almost at the middle with the MACD on a bearish signal. When we look at the 4 hour, very similar, everything is pretty much flat at the moment. When we look at the 12 hour, we can see that we are back inside the Bollinger Band for the 12 hour as well. So we needed this. We needed to consolidate and come back in. Now there are two ways we can go from here. We can go a little bit lower and then continue make our way up, or we're going to continue our momentum. At the moment, these indicators aren't saying that we're going up or down. And in these moments, the best action is no movement, right? The best thing you can do when you're not sure in this market is do nothing and just sit, wait for a clear signal, and then move forward. I repeat, stay tuned. Don't do anything unless you're absolutely sure, especially as a day trader. If you're a day trader and you're getting no signal means walk away. Now, when we look at the long term, right, the long-term game and what we're doing right now and where we're heading, we're going to places that you've never seen before. And this is how we're going to get there, right? So we're going to get to that 10 to 14, and then we're going to obviously consolidate. But there is another scenario at play, and it's probably the what I like to call the crazy FOMO, absolutely ridiculous, makes no sense why we're here. And that's probably the easiest way to describe it is, if we get to a FOMO, crazy, ridiculous, I don't know why we're here stage, then we could potentially absolutely spiral out of control and go towards 60 plus. Just purely from FOMO, right? Not validated. Be careful, because if this does occur, then there will be a massive drop that will occur. See 10 to 14, logical. 60, not logical in 2021. But if we get it, we will need to be very, very much prepared. And I'll be here, of course, daily to guide you. On a scenario, if we go down before we go up, this is how we would go, and then we would come back up. I think though from here, we may have a small consolidation, but the next stop is $1.96. That's how much momentum we've got, how much strength we have at the moment in the marketplace. But 170 to 196, then another small consolidation and then up. So if we do go down from here though, we will touch $1 and then we will go towards $2. Now, moving forward, the key metrics here are to see, do we go down to 1 before we go to 2? Or are we going to go straight to $1.98 and check out the support and resistance levels then? I will keep you up to date every step of the way. If you learned something new today, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. As always, thank you, and I look forward to see you on the next one.